Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Themes for Fellowship episode 5 is right now. I'm your boy, Minister Zach, with episode 5. So, today I want to talk about transparency. You know, um, I've been told that, I share a lot of my personal business, from the past and some present. And I've been told I need to caution that because, um, people can use that against you, or um, it just it doesn't look right in certain areas. But I'm a firm believer that anything that I've been through, um, um, especially from the past, a lot of people know it or whatever. But I think today in today's time to really make a difference, or if you're trying to help someone, or you're trying to um, relate to someone, people want to hear authenticity. They want to know that you've been through something. If you want to help them through something, or if you want to, And I'm a big learner. I learn by example. I learn from other people's stories. And there are a lot of people that learn from other people's victories or mistakes. Um, and also I believe if you're a changed person from who you used to be, you know what you used to do, if you're no longer doing that, you should be able to talk about it and not be affected by it. Um Hopefully you've healed from a lot of that, trauma, or situations where you can talk about it. But if you have been healed, man, how can yeah, I used to do that. You can know it. You can't use it against me. If I'm sharing it, I believe if I'm sharing something with someone, if I put some information out there, how can it be used against me? You know what I mean? What are y'all thoughts about that? How do you feel about, is there a such thing as being too transparent? Um, um, you know, is it because, a person may be embarrassed by the things that they went through? you know I can understand if, like I say, if they haven't healed and they're still, they're working through, the healing process. So, some things can be a touchy subject. But if you say, hey, this is me, I'm no longer this person, share it. And especially in a church context, I heard one pastor say, it's not good for the congregation to know that you know what his struggles are, what he goes through. you know I don't believe that. You know, I don't think that's wise. I think, um, if you're in a position of leadership and you're leading people that have certain lifestyles, whatever, people want to know, hey, you know, can you relate to me? That's a point of being relatable. And I can't think, man, if I tell them this, they gonna think this. So me not telling someone something that, especially when I hear that they have a similar background, and I call myself, I'm trying to help them, but I don't want to share that I relate to them in that way because I don't want them to think less of me. No, it's not about me. It's about somebody else. And sometimes you got to put yourself out there to bring someone else up because you've made it through. They're trying to make it through. You know what I mean? They're trying to make it through. So, but yeah, what do you guys think about being transparent? Give me some, some feedback. Give me some. Let's do some conversing in the comments. And share some information with me. Share some insight with me that I may not know. So with that, just want to wrap this up. Say I hope everyone have a blessed day. Be blessed. Be encouraged. And always seek God first. In Jesus' name. Peace.